Hello children, today we'll see diversity in living world. Biodiversity. Diversity means what? Biodiversity, the number of types of organisms present on earth. The different types of living organism that is present on earth. This is what biodiversity. Here you can see a variety of living organisms. Okay, present on earth. This is known as biodiversity. There are millions of There are millions of plants and animals in the world. We know plants and animals in our own area by the local names, and we used to have so many local in our mother tongue. We used to call them by the local names, and these local names would vary from place to place. Hence, there is a need to standardize the naming of living organisms, that is scientific names. We need to have scientific names for all the living organisms, so that it will be a common name that will be just known to everybody. Only one name they must have. So there is a need to standardize the naming of living organism, so that a particular organism is known by the same name all over the world. This is known as scientific names of living organisms or plants, animals, and this process is called nomenclature. Okay, this process, that is what? Binomial nomenclature. By giving them scientific name so that they have only one name and it's a common throughout the world. So this binomial nomenclature, by it will be having two components. Okay, system of naming a living organism by giving them two names. That is known as binomial nomenclature. Homo sapiens is that is a name for human beings. Scientific name Homo sapiens. Okay, that is known as nomenclature. It is possible only when the organism is described correctly. Then we'll have a nomenclature. So we have to describe the organisms correctly. Then we can name it by the scientific names. And the organism is, we are describing the organism correctly. That is known as identification. We are identifying the organism. In order to facilitate the study, scientists have established a scientific name to each known organisms, and this is accepted by biologists all over the world. Okay, in plants, scientific names are provided in International Code of Botanical Nomenclature. Okay, international code, you can see International Code of Botanical Nomenclature, and for animals, International Code of Zoological Nomenclature. The scientific names ensure that each organism has only one name. Okay, and each scientific name, it has got two components, the generic name and the specific epithet. This system of providing a name with two components is called binomial nomenclature, and that was given by the scientist Carolus Linnaeus. For example, Mangifera indica, that is a scientific name for a mango tree, Mangifera indica, and this man is Carolus Linnaeus, and he just he only gave the scientific name, that is each species has two components. He gave the scientific name or binomial nomenclature. That system was provided by him. Okay, and Mangifera indica means that is a scientific name for a mango tree. Now we'll see some rules. Okay, universal rules of nomenclature we'll see. The biological names are generally in Latin. Okay, the first name or the first word in the biological name represents a genus, while the second one represents a specific epithet. And both the words in a biological name and handwritten, it should be separately underlined. The first word denoting the genus starts with a capital letter, and the next word, a species name, starts with a small letter. These are the rules of nomenclature. Okay, then It is impossible to study all the living organisms without classifying. So classification is very important. So anything is grouped into convenient categories based on some characters, that is known as classification. For example, I will tell you, we can easily recognize groups such as plants and animals by have some characters, by having some characters we can easily recognize them. For example, if I say dog, okay, all kind of dogs means what? That is one thing. Dog you have, particularly if I say Alsatian. This is a mango tree. The scientific name is Magnifera indica. Okay. This is what breed. Immediately you'll say it's dog only. Okay, dog is a common thing. So breed is Alsatian. Okay, like that. Then mammals. How will you? Mammals means they'll be having external ear or a pinna and the body is hairy. Okay, so if I say that, it comes under mammals. Wheat. Wheat is a cereal. Okay, so these there are all convenient categories in which we can study about. We used to study about organisms. These are the, however we want, we are just classifying. It's a cereal. Mammal means external ear, and they have a mammary gland. It's a breed. All these, okay, is to study organisms. The scientific term for all these categories, now we saw dog, mammal, wheat, is called taxa. And the process of classification is said to be taxonomy. And the characters, identification, classification, names, or the processes that are basic to taxonomy. And the systematic arrangement of organisms is known as systematics. Now we are going to see taxonomic categories. Okay, the overall taxonomic arrangement is known as taxonomic category, and all the categories together constitute the taxonomic hierarchy. Okay, just now we saw how we are able to group the living organism into convenient categories. This is taxonomic categories, that is what we are seeing. Okay, for example, insects. When we say insects, that represents a group of organisms sharing common features like what? 3 pairs of jointed legs. So 3 pairs of jointed legs means immediately we will say they are all insects. They come under the group insects. Okay, taxonomical studies of all the known organisms led to the development of common categories such as kingdom, phylum, order, class, order, family, genus, and species. We are going to see one by one. Kingdom, all these. Okay, taxonomical studies of all the organism led to the development of these common categories, which is we are going to see one by one. So the lowest category is species. We'll start from that. Okay, once again I repeat: kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, and species. First one we'll see species. Species what? A group of individual organisms with fundamental similarities. That is said to be a species. With an example, plant example we'll see. Magnifera indica. I said already mango plant. It's a mango tree. Magnifera indica. Okay, Magnifera indica. That is in which Magnifera genus and indica is a species name. One more we'll see. Another example for species, Solanum tuberosum. Okay, Solanum tuberosum. That is a potato. That is a scientific name. Okay, Solanum tuberosum. Next one we'll see Solanum nigrum. That is tomato, scientific name. Next one we'll see Solanum melanogena. That is brinjal. Melanogena. That is brinjal. See, all these belongs to the same genera Solanum, but species only is different. So they all represents what? A vegetable. Okay, vegetables. So the genera is the same and the species alone is different. Okay, so that is the thing. And we'll see about genus. It comprises of a group of related species. All the species are related species. That is, it will be having the species will be having more characters in common. For example, I said the same thing. Plant example will see potato, tomato, brinjal. All these same genera, and that's what I said before itself. Solanum, but different species. But represent vegetables. All are vegetables. Okay, potato, tomato, brinjal, same genera, Solanum. Then we'll see family. Family as a group of related genera. This will take, for example, animals will take. Okay, genus Panthera. Genus Panthera comprises of lion, then leopard, then tiger. Okay, then this is put to along with another genus Felis, that's cat's family, both together under the same family, Felidae. Okay, both under the same family, Felidae. So Panthera family and genus Felis, that is cat family, under the cat genus Felis, that includes cats, under the same family, Felidae. Okay, then we'll see order. Order is an assemblage of families which exhibits a few similar characters. For example, the animal, in animals, we'll take an example of animals. Animals order Carnivora include family Felidae and Cancidae. Both. Felidae just now we saw. Okay, it includes genus Panthera and genus Felis, all come together, Felidae. Here order Carnivora includes families like Felidae and Cancidae, that is dogs. It represents dogs. Felidae we already know. Then we'll see class. Class includes related orders. See, order Primata and order Carnivora. Both these orders come under class Mammalia. Order Primata means it includes monkeys. Okay, it includes monkeys. Felis. I said no, Felis, genus Felis, cats. Okay, includes Felidae. Monkeys. Order Primates includes all monkeys. And order Carnivora, already we saw tiger, cat, all mammals. So Carnivora, tiger, cat or dog. Okay, so these two, order Carnivora and order Primata, comes under class Mammalia. Okay, then the last one is phylum. In phylum, actually, the classes fishes, amphibians, reptiles, birds, mammals comes under the phylum Chordata, that is notochord is present, dorsal hollow neural system is present. In the case of plants, it is called division. Okay, class of fishes. You can see the all these fishes, amphibians, reptiles, birds, mammals, all belong to phylum Chordata, having a notochord is present, dorsal hollow neural system is present. Okay. Kingdom. The final thing is kingdom. Kingdom represents only two kingdoms, plant kingdom and animal kingdom. Okay. That's all. Today, and the next class we'll see about taxonomic categories. Before that, this we already saw the table, no? So how they have classified the common name, biological name, genus, family, order, class, phylum. Okay, one example I'll read. The rest of the things you can the same thing. See, first is given for man, human beings. I already said first we saw one picture, Homo sapiens, the biological common name, man. Biological name, Homo sapiens, universally accepted all over the world. So genus, you know very well, it has two components. A biological name, it has got two components, genus and species. So genus, Homo. Okay, species, sapiens, and family, Hominidae family. Order Primata, we also come under that. Order Primata, I said monkeys, we also comes under that. Class Mammalia, we are all mammals. Phylum Chordata. Okay, so this is what the thing. Then it's given for housefly, mango, wheat, same order. Okay, so next class we'll see about taxonomical aids. Okay, thank you children, have a good day.